reminder that we got a bunch of awesome merch on eminventory.com. We got a few hoodies left, plenty of t-shirts left in all different designs. We have air fresheners, stickers, and we got this awesome new signed Molly poster available as well. Every purchase directly supports the channel and helps me to continue making videos for y'all. I got smoked by a stock GT500, and I've decided that's not okay. So, in today's video, we're getting the Volvo back to full boost. When we first dynoed this baby, we had just a simple manual boost controller. Now, we're upgrading to an electronic boost controller. There's actually 2 electronic boost controllers right here, and they happen to double as a very good microphone. First exciting thing that I should mention is that these are Holley electronic boost controllers, and Holley is now a sponsor of the channel. They're the awesome company that makes the ECU and the engine harness for this bad boy, and they're gonna be providing us parts throughout the future to make this thing faster. Oh, and I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
Hello. This call is from Law Enforcement Unit of Federal Reserve System. We have found suspicious activities from your banking account.
Go fuck these freaking spam calls, man. It's ridiculous. Anyway, if you have an LS or a Ford or a Hemi or a bunch of other stuff, check out Holley. They make freaking awesome products. A manual boost controller is just a little manual device that changes the equilibrium of your wastegate system. An electronic boost controller is kind of like that, but number one, there's a whole bunch of different setups, a whole bunch of different types, and it's controlled by the ECU. You can do things like boost by RPM, boost by gear, boost by speed. You can also do things like scramble, where you push a button and then suddenly you're making more boost. You can tune into launch control and have it build boost on launch. You can do all sorts of stuff with an electronic boost controller that you can't do with a manual boost controller. When I first got these boost controllers and I was reading how to install them and whatnot, I got really overwhelmed and scared. Holley has like a 40-page install and information document just on boost controllers. And reading that was quite overwhelming. But after reading it, I think I know how this thing works. So here we have our wastegates, and we have dual port wastegates on this car, meaning that there's a port on the top of the wastegate and a port on the bottom of the wastegate. How it's ran now, there's just boost pressure going to the bottom of the wastegate. So when it reaches a certain pressure, it overcomes the pressure of the springs and opens the wastegate. So the way these bad boys are going to control boost is through dome pressure. Instead of bleeding air going to the bottom of the wastegate, they redirect air to the top of the wastegate to hold it down. So if you're running 0 dome pressure, then you're running wastegate spring pressure. If you're running 2 psi of dome pressure, then usually you're running about 2 pounds more than wastegate pressure. Now the reason why we need 2 boost controllers is because 1 boost controller adds pressure to the dome, 1 boost controller releases pressure for the dome. I'll explain more once we actually get to wiring these bad boys up. For now, we're gonna mount these bad boys and we're gonna run all the vacuum lines. I got inspired when I was building this, and I wanted to make it look actually really nice. So I drilled a bunch of gussets in it. Man, I mean, this thing is freaking sick. That'll go in kind of like so. Got to put some paint on it. I've been watching Ryan Turk's series on building his V10 Supra, and the fabricator who he works with, Dom, his skills are just on another level. If you haven't watched any of those videos, go check them out because they're crazy. Fab work he does is just so satisfying to watch. It's so well thought out and so much attention to detail. And that inspired me, and I want to start trying to push myself with fabrication. The problem is that it takes longer and then less videos, etc. But I gotta do it for myself, gotta push myself.
The two of you together, it's fucking, it's wrong.
This looks like a rat's nest, but it's not. Compressed air comes out of the turbo and it tees off and feeds the boost controller and the bottom ports of the wastegate. There's two boost controllers here. This one feeds pressure to the top ports. This one bleeds pressure. Hence why this one just has a filter on it and this one is connected to the compressed air. When you want to make more boost compared to wastegate pressure, this boost controller lets some of the compressed air through to hold down the top ports of the wastegate. This is a sensor that tells the ECU how much pressure is in the top port of the wastegate. Now we gotta wire it up. So the boost controllers are now wired up, not cleaned up, not mounted or anything. Before we do that, we're gonna wire up the dome pressure sensor, and then we have to tune it all and actually tell the ECU, hey, you got a boost controller and a dome pressure sensor. Dome sensor's wired in along with the almost said wastegates. Essentially, yeah, the boost controllers. Before I tidy up the wiring in the engine bay, I'm gonna make sure everything works. Why is the fan on? What the hell? I literally didn't touch the fan wire, and for some reason the fan is always on. We're just gonna try to wire these other things up, though, try to figure it out. First, I'm gonna download the tune off the ECU. Okay. Error? The fuck? Well, I was able to get it to download the tune. I just had to use a different SD card. Turns out the SD card that was in it was corrupt. I don't know why the fan kicked on, but hopefully putting a tune for the boost controller and dome sensor in here will fix the fan. Hey. There are a few things we have to set up for this to work. Firstly, we just have to set up the inputs and the outputs. That way the ECU knows that these pins are doing this, and these pins are doing that. Then we actually have to set up all the boost control stuff, so you know what kind of boosts we're looking for. For now, I'm just gonna put it at wastegate pressure for everything. Then we have to set up the actual dome pressure sensor. I am just gonna gloss over this because I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be reading a tutorial off the internet. So, the tune is uploaded. I'm going to plug the stuff in. Ah, fuck, you know what, I fucked up. It actually matters which boost control plug I use. Otherwise it will be trying to add boost when it removes boost and tries to remove boost when it's adding boost. I did not label which was which. Shit. Well, the fan didn't kick on anymore, so that's a good sign. It definitely did not work. Hit boost got like right away. Well, let's look at the data log, shall we? The green line is dome pressure, and then the purple line is duty cycle for the vent boost solenoid. So as dome pressure goes up, the ECU is trying to target 0 psi of dome pressure, so then it starts firing the vent boost controller. For some reason, the vent boost controller is not actually, it must not be working because dome pressure just kept going up and up and up, even though duty cycle for the vent boost solenoid also kept going up and up. The ECU is working. It's trying to control dome pressure, so something's wrong with the actual setup, or yeah. Well, after doing some testing with a multimeter, it turns out I had the two boost solenoid plugs swapped. So when it was trying to remove boost, it was actually adding boost. I went ahead and swapped them back. Let's see if that fixes it. Making more boost though, but it worked, so I had the plug swapped. Okay, so now it's just tuning. Hell yeah. FRs look good and all that, but I looked down and it looked like it was making like 9 pounds of boost. Seems like we have another issue. I'm assuming the issue is coming from the wastegates. Air is leaking through the seal from the bottom port into the top port. Theoretically, the boost controller should only have to leak out the amount of air in order to equalize the pressure. But it's at 100% duty cycle and we're still having positive pressure inside the system. So replacing the cheap wastegates with nice wastegates would fix it. This is the best part about having a Volvo. Like, we've got 5 people in here. Now just imagine it with one person in it. Like, that's the cool part. It's 1,000, well, maybe not quite 1,000 pounds, but
you're not that fat. What's your,
he's
like, how did the fuck did they get back to you?
Well, they definitely fucking heard it, so. All those guys in there are just fucking staring too as we go past.
Well, ladies and gents, that is going to be it. Oh God. No more fridge. Things are starting to change here, ladies and gents. I'm gonna talk about it soon, but I just wanna make sure everything's actually gonna happen before letting you all know. Now, going back to the boost controller setup, it seems like we have to fix our wastegates, which may not be possible. So we either have to fix the wastegates or replace them. It's unfortunate, but getting a higher flowing boost controller to band-aid the issue is not smart. Running wastegates that have leaking diaphragms, not smart. If the diaphragms leak enough, then they just won't open and then it'll make all the boost. But as of now, it is at least controlling the boost. We're making 10 pounds of boost, more boost than it's ever made. This thing is so fast, even with 5 people in the car. The next video, we're setting up 2-step launch control and testing it. If you guys wanna watch that video right now, you can head up over there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. But if you didn't, give it a dislike and tell me why. Also, thank you to all my Patreon supporters because it really does help out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and goodbye.